Ladies and gentlemen, new goalkeeper perhaps on the horizon. There's some interest, I suppose, now properly towards Joao Felix. Could he possibly be a full-time employee of Chelsea Football Club as opposed to being loaned? And then there's players that are coming back, returning back from injury in training, Mudryk in training. Lots to talk about. Let's go. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. Plenty of transfer news to go through, but first up, we're going to talk about goalkeeper. There's been obviously quite a lot of conversation that's been happening in regards to Mendy, in regards to Kepa. Both of them have been a bit iffy. Kepa, look, overall this season actually has been very, very good, but prior to the Crystal Palace game, he was a little bit shifty in the games against Fulham, and obviously the one before that, I believe it was Man City. And there's been always a bit of question mark on both of them. Mendy, of course, for the past 12 months, maybe even more now, since the African Cup of Nations, it's not been the same. So we've been talking about a goalkeeper. Many goalkeepers' name has been thrown around. Pickford's name was thrown around. Diogo Costa from Porto, his name was thrown around, and many other goalkeepers' names. This is the latest, and do you know what? I'm actually quite excited about this. I didn't probably think about this particular goalkeeper too much. It wasn't in the forefront of my mind. But when this news popped up, I thought, do you know what? This is probably actually decent. Breaking: Chelsea and Manchester United are interested in David Raya and are ready to rival Tottenham Hotspurs in the battle for the Brentford goalkeeper this summer. This has come from Sam Dean of The Telegraph. And further goes on to say Raya has 18 months remaining on his Brentford contract. Chelsea are planning to assess their goalkeeper options ahead of the summer window amid uncertainty over the long-term future of Edouard Mendy, who has lost his place to Kepa Arrizabalaga this season. Look, with Mendy, we've said it many a times, and just quickly as well, the expectation is that he could cost in the region of around 15 million to 20 million, which is perfect, absolutely perfect, because he only has about 18 months left. Mendy, we've said, he's looking to get Kepa level of wages or more. He ain't getting that. the wages that we are setting now under the new board, under the new ownership, I don't think anyone's going to get those high level wages. It's all going to be performance bonuses from here on in. I know we made some blunders last summer, but it was the rookie summer for the new owners. I think now the board, with all these different members that have joined in the likes of Vivell, in the likes of Paul Winstanley and many others, I think they're going to try and fix this wage structure at Chelsea Football Club, which is very much disoriented. Now, having said that, which means someone like David Raya, he's a great shot stopper, and he's actually very, very good with the ball, because Brentford, I kid you not, watch Brentford. A lot of people think Brentford, all they do is probably just lob the ball forward. No. You've got it tremendously wrong. Brentford actually try and play football. They actually do try and play football. And David Raya is, once again, he's one of the key members leading from the back. Like, it all starts from him. So look, I'm actually quite confident with his ball playing ability. And definitely very, very confident with his shot stopping ability, because there's been cases where his shot stopping literally has kept Brentford in the game. So look, I'm down for David Raya. And when you're looking at 15 to 20 million, I think that's perfect. And he could potentially be Chelsea's number one goalkeeper. Look, brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I think one of Mendy or Kepa, or even both, might leave. I don't mind keeping Kepa, but I think Kepa as a secondary keeper with that level of wages, I don't think that suits him or us. So I think Kepa's way too good to be a secondary keeper. So let's see what happens. I think some shake-up will definitely happen in that keeper business. Obviously, we've been linked with Brighton's goalkeeper as well, Roberto Sanchez. Now, a lot of people are going to get upset that not again and not another Brighton player. Miss, come on. So look, maybe let's start focusing on Brentford now. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm bringing this in, I know you're going to say, but this isn't Chelsea news, but this is very much related to a link, a domino effect. The fact that Atletico Madrid has gone out and actually purchased Memphis Depay till 2028. We'll go through this tweet from Fabrizio Romano. It makes me think, I think Joao Felix is potentially going to be a full-time player for Chelsea Football Club. After this loan spell is over, I have a slight feeling, a sneaky feeling that Chelsea Football Club, we already know the owners, our owners, Top Bowley, Egbali and all that, they've got close relationship with Joao Felix's agent, George Mendes. George Mendes obviously looks up after many, many superstar players. So there's a relationship there. We've got an existing relationship with Atletico Madrid. We've done deals with them, Saul, in recent times. Obviously, we've given them Morata, many more, many more. There's been plenty more, that we've dealt with in regards with Atletico Madrid. I won't be surprised. I really won't be surprised if we get a deal done for Joao Felix. Memphis depart to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. Agreement sealed on fee around 3 to 4 million to Barcelona. Depay is set to travel to Madrid for medicals soon. Memphis will sign a contract valid till 2028. 2028, ladies and gentlemen. We're in 2023. 5-year contract. They've still got Griezmann. I believe they still got Morata. They could potentially get rid of them, but I just have the feeling this guy potentially has come in for Joao Felix. So not just this season. I think down the track as well, this guy potentially has come in for Joao Felix. Look, I envisage one day Chelsea having an attack of Joao Felix, Nkunku, Mudryk, all of these superstars, man. And I think this is where our team, young, vibrant, lots of quality, lots of technical ability. This is how we are looking to perhaps build a team, and maybe that's the team that potentially could bring us some silverware down the track, whether it be in the Premier League, whether it be in the Champions League. I think it's going to be a competitive team with that level of quality. So, look, I hope we do that, because when you think about it, I think we're paying somewhere around 11 to 12 million pounds for Joao Felix for this 5 to 6 months loan. When you pay that level of money, you want to make sure, okay, well, let's go out there and really purchase him. I think obviously he's extended his contract. He's going to cost a bit of money, but we've already paid that 11 to 12 million. So whatever the final figure is, there should be a discount of that 11 to 12 million. So look, potentially Joao Felix could still be about 70, 80 million. I don't know, maybe less, depending on add-ons and whatnot. That's how we've been structuring our deals. Hopefully we get a very good payment structure as well, in installments. I'm pretty sure our board will do something very, very interesting in regards to Joao Felix. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about Noni Madueke. Chelsea are not making any significant headway in the pursuit of Noni Madueke, and PSV are very reluctant to sell. They have a figure of around 40 million to 45 million. If Chelsea get near it, maybe it gets done. To be honest, look, the injury record of this particular fella is incredible. He does get injured a lot. Maybe in recent times he might have gotten over it. I don't know. I've not followed this particular player. I know some of his clips look really good, but overall, to be honest, it's a gamble. It's a risk. It is a risk. Like no one really knows much about this particular player, as opposed to players like Joao Felix, even Mudryk. You can see a lot of people have been watching him over the last 12 months, especially in the Champions League. Look, 40 to 45 million. That's hefty, man. That is hefty. This level of player, if we want to deem them as a gem, should come a little bit less. They don't have the hype of Mudryk. 40 to 41 million for me is a bit too much. I think we've put an initial bid of about 30 million euros, which was rejected. So be it. And now I don't even think we need someone like Noni Madueke, knowing that you've got Mudryk, you've got Sterling, you've got Joao Felix. I don't think we're going to get rid of Christian Pulisic at the time being, and I'm not even sure if we're going to get rid of Ziyech. Any outgoings, I don't think it's going to happen. Then there's players like Omari Hutchinson, so on and so forth. If someone like Noni Madueke comes in, then we have to find a home for Omari Hutchinson on loan somewhere. And I don't think Chelsea Football Club really want to do that. Look, I think we're opportunistic if we can get someone like Madueke, but I'm not going to bend over backwards for 40 to 45 million. But ladies and gentlemen, you let me know. I know I've seen some recent, comments from you guys in regards to Madueke. Some want him, some don't want him. Some are really excited about him. But that level of money, with our setup and the players that we already have right now, I feel like we're quite stacked up front. I feel like we're genuinely quite stacked up front. So, but let me know. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Moises Caicedo. Obviously, we've been focusing a lot on Moises Caicedo. This guy is the main focus for Chelsea Football Club right now. Whether it happens, I don't know. I truly hope it does, though. By the end of this month, by the end of this January window, if we can get a player of his caliber in midfield, all my days, we should be really focusing on coming as close to as possible in that top four region. If we get it, I don't know, because in All You Can Eat Chelsea, if you guys have seen it, Matisse, kind of set it out. If you want to make top four, you potentially have to get somewhere around 60, 66 points. And that's a lot of points. We are only on like 28 points. With the remaining games, majority of the games we're going to have to win. So whether that happens, I'm not sure. But a player like him comes into our setup with what we have up front now. I don't know, man. We could potentially make a good run. Chelsea is one of 3 Premier League clubs that have not given up on signing Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo this month. Brighton doesn't want to sell, and is under no pressure to do so. I said it. Brighton is no pressure to do this, man. And they're actually vying for a top 6 finish. I'm pretty certain De Zerbi is doing madness over there. It's taken Brighton to a different level after Graham Potter. And Caicedo is a very, very important player. But as I've always maintained, Brighton is a selling club at the end of the day, and I'm pretty sure their scouting network have already identified someone in midfield. But I think they're holding out for a payday. They're, of course, holding out for a payday. Brighton potentially will turn into be like the English Premier League. The Dortmund in the English Premier League version. The English Premier League version of Borussia Dortmund, how Borussia Dortmund absolutely cleans up on these player sales. Brighton, obviously, with Cucurella, we've given them the 62 million. And I'm sure soon they're going to be able to, offload McAllister for a lot of money. They'll be able to offload, Moises Caicedo for a lot of money. They will potentially become, then, as I said, the Borussia Dortmund version of in the English Premier League, just making a ton of money with these player sales. Their scouting network is amazing. Look out for Mitoma as well up front. Very, very good player. Caicedo has 2.5 years left on his contract. Liverpool remains interested. So Liverpool, they said one of 3. I think it's Liverpool and Man United, ladies and gentlemen, that are interested. I hope we pip all of them, and I hope we get this particular. We need a midfielder. We badly need a midfielder. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Now, in regards to some players that are coming back from injury, and obviously Mudryk as well. Let's have a look at some of these Chelsea news. Mykhailo Mudryk takes part in his first training session with his Chelsea teammates. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek made a funny remark to Bashir Humphries when they saw Mudryk. Ruben Loftus-Cheek said to Bashir Humphries, "Boy, long day for you. Long day for you." Check that out on social media. That quote is going around. Good to see, obviously, Joao Felix, Mudryk as well, Thiago Silva. Some of our injured players are back. Good to see that. Let me just bring this back. Let's from the top. There you go. I think somewhere you can spot Mudryk over here, which is great to see. Hopefully Mudryk starts. I really want him to start against Liverpool Football Club. There you go. I think you can see Mudryk right there, right at the end. So it further goes on to say Ben Chilwell and Reece James are also training with the group here. Great to see. Look, I would not rush any of these brothers. Honestly, I would not rush them. I would wait as long as I can to ensure that their physical side of their, of their skill set is fully back on track. Their body is capable of taking the gruesome test that's going to come in the Premier League and in the Champions League. I don't want to rush them and have 45 minutes or 50 minutes or 60 minutes and then both of these players are gone. This is what we saw with Reece James the last time he tried to come back. Take your time, bits and pieces, minutes off the bench, build up that match fitness, and then hopefully you can start. And I'm praying these guys just don't get injured anymore. Both of them are very, very important to Chelsea's setup, massively important. And I'm hoping that they stay fit. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, news about N'Golo Kanté. Some of you guys are saying, N'Golo Kanté needs to stay at Chelsea Football Club. You agree with what the owners are doing. And some of you guys are saying, no, we need to get rid of him. Don't understand why the contract extension rumors and the talks are happening at the moment. Looks like it's going to happen. Potentially could get about 2 years plus 1 year option with the same level of money. Look, I understand both sides of the coin on this one. I get it that we're looking to revamp, potentially, midfielders like Jorginho and Kovacic could leave, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. There's been rumors about him leaving too. So we could bring in quite a few new midfielders in the likes of Caicedo, maybe in the summer, Enzo Fernandez. We'll see what happens. So it's maybe prudent to have some, a little bit of characteristic from the olden days in the likes of N'Golo Kante. And that experience. You can't just bring in everyone that's new to the football club. You got to have someone who still understands the fabric of Chelsea Football Club. So I get it. And for me, I know a lot of people say he's not a leader in the sense that he's not going to go out the way and he's going to grab someone by their collar. I think he's a leader by action. His actions in the game, his impact in the game really, gives a massive confidence booster to the rest of the group. So I understand that side. I also understand the other side, the flip side, which is he gets injured a lot. God knows, like, if he's actually gotten over all his issues. In the last couple of seasons, he's barely featured. The last time he was very impactful was the Champions League run when we won. Since then, he's not been good. So I know a lot of people will try and say, well, what about Reece James? He's been injured as well. But Reece James, whenever he's come back, he's actually been very, very impactful. Whereas Kanté, in the last couple of seasons, I don't really think he's been that impactful, to be honest. Maybe one match here and there, but there's been matches where he's not been that great either. But predominantly, he's not even featured. But this is the latest. N'Golo Kante has taken his first steps to recovery and is back out on the grass. But there is still a lot of work to be done. Chelsea hope Kante will be back in late February, early March. Early March. Like, the season's going to be pretty much done and dusted by then. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are the crunch part. January, February. By the time he comes back early March, look, I mean, it's a write-off. This season is a write-off for Kanté, and pretty much looks like it's a write-off for Chelsea Football Club as well. But let's hope N'Golo Kante can do something for us next season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about every bit of news that we've gone through today. David Raya, give me your thoughts on David Raya. Give me your thoughts on Noni Madueke, and also Joao Felix. Do you want him on a permanent basis? In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. And if you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. I said it. I'm going to say it again. Second time. There you go. Smash the like button and hit the bell notification. Until next time. See ya.